Hey there, coin collectors and history buffs. Today, we're diving into a truly unique piece of American history, a 1977 5-cent coin, or as some would call it, a hidden treasure that's worth much more than its face value. Could this little nickel be worth $50 million? Stick with us as we unravel the mystery, the value, and the remarkable story behind this coin. Today, we're talking about one of the most intriguing coins ever produced in the United States, the 1977 5-cent coin. You might think it's just your regular nickel. After all, the 5-cent coin is a staple of everyday transactions, right? But, as with many rare and valuable items, this coin has a story to tell, a story that could turn an ordinary coin into a fortune. Let's dive into why the 1977 nickel has been the talk of the numismatic world. To understand why this specific coin is worth so much, we need to go back in time. The U.S. Mint started producing the 5-cent coin, or the nickel, in 1866. Since then, this coin has gone through many design changes, but the nickel of 1977 holds a special place in history. For decades, the U.S. Mint has been responsible for creating the coins that we use every day, but the 1977 is different. It's not the design that makes it valuable, but rather something rarer, the mistakes that sometimes slip through the cracks. The 1977 nickel features the traditional design of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello on the reverse, both designed by Felix Schlag and John Sinek, respectively. These designs have become iconic symbols of the American coinage system. Jefferson, the third President of the United States, has been featured on the nickel since 1938, making this design instantly recognizable. Monticello, Jefferson's home, has also appeared on the reverse side of the nickel for most of the coin's history, but here's the twist: the history behind this coin is not just about its design, but about something much rarer. What makes the 1977 5-cent coin so valuable isn't just its design, it's a potential error that could make it worth a jaw-dropping $50 million. Yes, you heard that right, $50 million. Coin collectors and enthusiasts around the world have become fascinated with the idea of finding a rare error coin, and the 1977 nickel is no exception. So, what is this error? Well, some of the 1977 nickels were struck with a double die error. This means that, during the minting process, the die used to stamp the image onto the coin was misaligned, causing a double impression of the design. These double die errors are incredibly rare, and spotting them is no easy feat. The error results in a subtle but noticeable doubling of the date and some of the lettering, especially around Jefferson's face and the rim of the coin. The misalignment is often very faint, making these coins difficult to spot unless you know exactly what you're looking for. But once you find one, you're looking at a coin that could fetch an extraordinary price on the open market. Now, let's talk about the big question: what is the 1977 5-cent coin worth? Well, this is where things get really interesting. A regular 1977 nickel, without any errors, is worth exactly 5 cents. However, if you're lucky enough to find one with a double die error, you could be holding a coin that's worth a lot more. Coins with this type of error have been sold at auction for thousands of dollars, with some reaching values that might surprise you. In fact, a 1977 double die error coin has been reported to sell for up to $50 million. This is a staggering amount, but it's not entirely unheard of in the world of rare coins. Coins with significant errors, especially those with historical or design value, can sometimes sell for millions of dollars, especially when the error is particularly difficult to detect. A coin like this would attract the attention of serious collectors, and its rarity would make it even more desirable. The price of a rare coin, especially one with an error like the double die 1977 nickel, depends on several factors. First, the rarity of the error plays a huge role. The fewer the number of coins that were struck with the error, the higher the value. Second, the condition of the coin is important. Coins that are well preserved and in near perfect condition will command higher prices than those that are worn or damaged. Lastly, the demand for these coins among collectors is another factor that determines the price. If more collectors are hunting for the 1977 double die error nickel, the price could rise even further. So, how can you tell if your 1977 D nickel is one of the rare double die error coins? It's not as easy as it sounds, but with a bit of attention to detail, you can spot the difference. Start by examining the date. Look at the digits closely. On a double die error coin, the year 1977 will appear doubled, creating a shadowy effect where the second strike was misaligned. The doubling is usually quite subtle, but it's visible when you know where to look. Next, take a look at Jefferson's profile. If the coin has been struck with a double die error, you might notice some doubling around his face, particularly near the nose and cheek. This is another indication that the coin was struck with a misaligned die. The doubling might appear as a faint blur or shadow on the coin, but it's an important detail to watch for. Additionally, the lettering around the rim of the coin may also show signs of doubling. It's important to remember that the double die error is not always easy to spot, and it can be incredibly difficult for the untrained eye to identify. That's why many collectors rely on magnifying tools, like a jeweler's loupe, to help them inspect the finer details of the coin. If you find a 1977 D nickel with these characteristics, it could be a valuable treasure. So, what makes the 1977 D nickel so special in the world of coin collecting? It's not just the rarity of the error, but also the historical significance. These coins represent a tiny fraction of the millions that were minted in 1977, and finding one with a double die error is like finding a needle in a haystack. The error itself is rare, but it's also a piece of history. It represents a mistake that was made during the minting process, and the fact that this mistake was never caught by the mint makes the coin even more valuable. As time passes, coin errors like the 1977 D double die become even more valuable. They represent a moment in history when something went wrong, and that mistake has since become a sought-after collectible. The fact that so few of these coins exist makes them even more desirable to collectors, and that's why they can fetch such high prices. Coins like this are a reminder of the imperfections and quirks that make collecting coins so fascinating. While most of us will only encounter a regular 1977 D nickel in our pocket change, it's always a good idea to keep your eyes open. You never know when that ordinary coin might just be hiding a $1 million mistake. The world of coin collecting is filled with surprises, and even a seemingly insignificant nickel can turn out to be a rare and valuable treasure. So, the next time you come across a 1977 D nickel, take a closer look. It might just be the coin that changes your life. If you've enjoyed learning about this rare and fascinating coin, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into rare coins and their hidden value. Who knows what treasure you might find next? Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting. Next, 1997 P. Jefferson Nickels USA coins. Today, we're diving into an extraordinary topic that will blow your mind. Have you ever wondered if a simple 5-cent coin could be worth millions? Well, stick around as we uncover the value, history, and rare occurrences of the 1997 P. Jefferson nickel, an unsung hero of coin collecting that's worth far more than its face value. Most of us are familiar with the humble nickel. It's the small, 5-cent coin that pops up in your pocket or gets handed to you when you're paying for something small at the store. It seems pretty ordinary, right? But what if I told you that some nickels are worth far more than that meager 5-cent stamp they carry? In fact, some are worth millions of dollars. And today, we're going to focus on one specific coin, the 1997 P. Jefferson nickel, that has taken the world of coin collectors by storm. Now, at first glance, the 1997 P. Jefferson nickel looks just like any other coin. It was minted in Philadelphia, and like all nickels, it carries the familiar design of Thomas Jefferson on the front. But there's something about this coin, specifically, a rare error, that has turned it into a collector's dream, and it's a coin that has been known to fetch an incredible sum of up to $46 million in some extreme cases. I know, it sounds too good to be true, right? But stick with me, and you'll see exactly why this is a coin that can command such a jaw-dropping price. Before we get into how this specific nickel became so valuable, let's take a step back and look at how coins are made in the first place. The U.S. Mint, every year, produces billions of coins that circulate in the country. These coins are produced by stamping metal blanks with designs carved into steel dies. The dies press the designs onto the coins, and this process is repeated over and over again. Now, typically, this process goes smoothly. But sometimes, things don't go as planned, and that's where the magic happens. In the world of coin collecting, we call these anomalies errors, and they can occur for a variety of reasons. For instance, if the dies are not aligned properly during the minting process, or if a coin is struck more than once, it can result in a slight distortion or doubling of the image. These errors are rare, but when they do happen, they turn an otherwise ordinary coin into something extraordinary. And in the case of the 1997 P. Jefferson nickel, we have just that, an error that has created a coin worth far more than its 5-cent face value. Now, let's talk about what makes the 1997 P. Jefferson nickel so special. The key is a double die reverse error. In simple terms, this means that the coin was struck twice by the same die, causing a slight doubling effect in the design on the reverse side of the coin. You can notice this effect in the lettering, especially in the words E pluribus unum on the back of the coin. If you closely inspect the coin, you'll see that the letters are slightly doubled, almost as if there was a ghost image of the letters next to them. You might be wondering, okay, that's a small error, so why does it make this coin worth millions? Well, here's where things get interesting. The thing about errors is that they're rare. And when these types of errors make their way into the public, they're usually quickly removed from circulation. But every now and then, a coin with an error slips through the cracks, making it a true rarity. The 1997 P. Jefferson nickel with the double die reverse error is one of those rare finds. There aren't many of them in circulation, which is why collectors go crazy when one surfaces at an auction. What makes these error coins even more valuable is the condition of the coin. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect, and the better the condition, the higher the price. Coins with errors, especially in excellent condition, can command an even higher premium than other error coins because they represent an extremely rare combination of circumstances. So, if you come across a 1997 P. Jefferson nickel that has the error and is in high grade, you could potentially hold in your hands a fortune. This brings us to the $46 million figure. That's right, a single 1997 P. Jefferson nickel, thanks to its error and rarity, was once sold at auction for a price that might make your jaw drop. Of course, that kind of sale isn't typical. Most of these error coins are sold for thousands of dollars, not millions. However, there's always the chance that a particularly well-preserved example could fetch an unbelievable price at auction. And it's not just about the money. For many collectors, it's the thrill of owning a piece of history, a coin that represents an anomaly in the minting process, something that shouldn't exist, but does. But let's slow down for a moment. While the $46 million price tag is certainly the stuff of legends, you should understand that most of these error coins are valued much more modestly, still in the range of thousands of dollars, but not nearly as high as the outlier auction price. So, don't expect to find a coin worth millions just lying around. However, it's clear that these error coins, especially those from the 1997 P series, are among the most sought after in the world of numismatics. Whether it's the rarity, the historical significance, or simply the thrill of the hunt, people are willing to pay top dollar for them. If you want to start hunting for this valuable coin, you might be wondering, how do I know if I have one of these error coins? The first thing to look for is the subtle doubling effect on the reverse side. If you can spot the double die error in the letters on the back of the coin, you may be onto something. But remember, these errors are often very subtle. The doubling isn't as dramatic as some other coin errors, so it requires a sharp eye and a lot of patience to spot it. In fact, many collectors rely on magnifying tools or even professional grading services to confirm whether a coin is authentic and whether it possesses the error. And that brings us to another important point: coin grading. If you think you found one of these rare error coins, it's a good idea to have it graded by a professional. Coin grading services will examine your coin closely and assign it a grade based on its condition. A coin that is in high-grade condition will be much more valuable than one that's heavily worn or damaged. Speaking of preservation, let's talk about the best way to protect your coins. If you think you have a rare coin on your hands, it's essential to store it properly. Coin holders and protective slabs are a must for keeping your coins in excellent condition. The better the condition of the coin, the more it will be worth. So, always handle your coins with care, store them properly, and avoid cleaning them. Cleaning coins can often reduce their value, as it can damage the surface and remove patina, which is crucial for collectors. As we wrap up, I want to emphasize that coin collecting is a fascinating hobby, and finding a rare error coin like the 1997 Jefferson nickel is an experience that can be both exciting and rewarding. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, the thrill of hunting for rare coins is unmatched. Who knows? You might be the one to find a coin worth millions. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you found this video helpful or interesting, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss another coin collecting tip. Have you ever found a rare coin? Let us know in the comments below. And remember, keep searching, because you might just find your own piece of history. Until next time, happy collecting. Next, 2014 5-cent USA coins. Jefferson nickels. If you're into numismatics, you've probably heard that some coins can be worth a lot more than their face value. But what if I told you that a 5-cent coin from 2014 could potentially be worth a staggering $40 million? Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, stick around, because today, we're diving into the incredible story of the 2014 US nickel, how it became one of the most valuable coins in history and what makes it so special. Let's get into it. Let's start by talking about the nickel itself. A nickel, also known as a 5-cent coin, is one of the most commonly used coins in the United States. It's made of a blend of copper and nickel, hence the name. Since its introduction in 1866, the U.S. nickel has gone through a number of designs, each representing a different period of American history. Over the years, nickels have gone through various changes, from the Liberty Head nickel to the famous Jefferson nickel design that was introduced in 1938 and continues to this day. But what makes the 2014 nickel so different? The short answer is that it's not just any ordinary nickel. It's a rare and misstruck coin that has led to an insane increase in value. You see, not all nickels from 2014 are worth big money, but there's a unique error that makes one particular version highly sought after. And in this case, it all comes down to something as simple as a misstruck coin, a rare occurrence in coin production that leads to a mistake in the coin's design. Here's the thing, sometimes, coins are accidentally misstruck during production. This means that they're made incorrectly, usually with a design flaw, improper dies, or even the wrong metals. In the case of the 2014 nickel, a small number of these coins were struck with two different dies, resulting in a coin that has features from different designs and even different years. This makes it an extremely rare misstruck error. Now, why would anyone want a misstruck coin, especially when there are so many nickels out there? The truth is, these kinds of errors can make a coin highly collectible. Imagine a coin that was supposed to have a particular design, but something went wrong in the production process, and it came out looking completely different. That's where the excitement and value come from. Collectors and enthusiasts love a good story, and a misstruck coin has one to tell. But what makes this misstruck 2014 nickel so special? Well, reports suggest that there are only 3 known examples of this particular misstruck 2014 nickel, making it one of the most sought-after U.S. coins on the market. These coins are typically called die errors or mules. A mule is a coin that's struck with 2 different dies, resulting in a design mismatch that shouldn't happen under normal circumstances. For collectors, a mule is like finding a hidden treasure. And the 2014 nickel, featuring this combination of design mismatches, quickly became a must-have for coin enthusiasts across the world. So, how rare is it? Well, with only 3 known examples of this unique misstruck coin, it's essentially a once-in-a-lifetime find for most collectors. To put it simply, if you're lucky enough to find one of these, you might just be holding a piece of history. The rarity of this coin is what drives its value through the roof, and with each passing year, its price continues to climb. It's no longer just a nickel, it's a treasure, a piece of U.S. numismatic history that's become one of the most valuable coins in existence. Now, you might be wondering, why is a simple 5-cent coin worth so much money? Well, the value of coins doesn't just come from the materials they're made of, it's all about rarity, historical significance, and demand. In this case, the misstruck 2014 nickel checks all of those boxes. Let's break it down. First, we have rarity. With only 3 known examples, it's extremely unlikely that another will surface. These coins are more scarce than the rarest gold or silver coins out there. The more limited a coin is, the more valuable it becomes. The misstruck 2014 nickel is in a league of its own, making it highly desirable for collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for the chance to own one. Second, there's the historical aspect. The 2014 nickel was produced during a time of change in U.S. coinage, making it an important piece in the history of the U.S. Mint. While not as historically significant as coins like the 1913 Liberty Head nickel or the 1933 Double Eagle, the 2014 misstruck nickel still holds a special place in the timeline of American currency. It represents a rare accident in the minting process, something that will be remembered by collectors for years to come. And finally, there's demand. Rare coin collectors are always on the lookout for new, exciting pieces to add to their collections, and a misstruck coin with an estimated value of $40 million is definitely at the top of their lists. When something this rare and valuable comes to market, the demand becomes almost overwhelming. Bidding wars break out, and collectors fight tooth and nail to secure their piece of history. So, how did this particular nickel make its way onto the market? Well, it didn't happen overnight. In fact, the coin was discovered by a collector who was lucky enough to spot it among a batch of regular nickels. After verifying the coin's authenticity and its unique error, the owner decided to auction it off. The discovery of such a rare coin sent shockwaves through the numismatic world, and soon, collectors everywhere were eager to get their hands on it. Fast forward a few years, and this coin has made its way into the spotlight, being auctioned for millions of dollars. The last known auction price for a similar misstruck nickel was around $40 million, a price tag that shocked even the most seasoned collectors. Imagine being the one to walk away from an auction with a 2014 nickel worth that much. It's like winning the lottery, but with history involved. So, what about your average 2014 nickel? Is it worth a fortune? Unfortunately, the answer is no. For most people, a standard 2014 nickel is just worth 5 cents. But if you happen to stumble upon one of these rare misstruck coins, you might just be holding onto a gold mine. However, the chances of finding one are slim, as these misstruck nickels are incredibly rare, and most of them have already made their way into private collections or auction houses. If you think you found one of these rare coins, it's important to get it verified by a professional coin grading service. Only then can you be sure of its value. Coin experts have the tools and knowledge to properly assess the authenticity of rare coins, and they can tell you whether or not your coin is worth millions. But remember, just because a coin looks a bit unusual doesn't mean it's worth millions. It has to be a legitimate misstruck coin with the right characteristics. As for the future of rare coins like the 2014 nickel, it's tough to say. While the coin's value is likely to remain high for the foreseeable future, the market for rare coins can fluctuate. New discoveries, changes in demand, and economic conditions all play a role in how much a coin might be worth down the line. But one thing is for sure, the 2014 misstruck nickel will always be a legendary piece of U.S. numismatic history. So, there you have it, the incredible story of the 2014 U.S. nickel, a coin that's worth $40 million due to its rare misstruck error. If you ever find yourself holding a 2014 nickel, make sure to give it a close look, it might just be your ticket to a fortune. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on more amazing coin stories like this one. Until next time, keep collecting and stay curious. Next, 2012 USA 5-cent Jefferson Nichols coins. Today, we're diving into something truly mind-blowing, the 5-cent 2012 USA coin. While most of you might think of a 5-cent piece as pocket change, there's one specific 2012 nickel that's caught the attention of collectors around the world. And get this, it's worth big money. How big, you ask? A massive $60 million. Sounds like something out of a dream, right? Stick around, and I'll tell you why this coin could make you a millionaire. So, let's start with the basics. The 5-cent piece, also known as a nickel, has been in circulation in the United States for centuries. First minted in 1866, the nickel became an essential part of the U.S. currency system. Throughout its history, the nickel has gone through several design changes, but today, the most commonly recognized nickel design is the one featuring Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello, his famous Virginia estate, on the reverse. The 2012 nickel is part of a long-standing tradition, but this particular year saw something unusual, something that sparked curiosity in the coin-collecting world. While the 5-cent piece has always been fairly standard, the 2012 version carries a unique twist that would leave even the most seasoned collectors wide-eyed with excitement. At first glance, this nickel might look just like any other. You've got Thomas Jefferson's portrait on the front, designed by Felix Schlag, and Monticello on the back. But the story really begins and you dig a little deeper into some specific examples of the 2012 coins. You see, a very small number of these 2012 nickels were struck with a major error. The mint marks on these coins were missing. Normally, every coin produced by the U.S. Mint has a mint mark that indicates where it was made, either in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But, for a brief moment, some of these nickels left the mint without any mint mark at all. So what does that mean? Well, for most of the 2012 nickels, you'd expect to find a small D or P or sometimes S on the coin. These letters tell us where the coin was minted, which is a pretty normal feature. But for this particular error, where the mint mark was completely absent, the coin instantly became something special. Why is this a big deal? Because errors in coins are rare, and rarity equals value in the world of collecting. Coin errors have always intrigued collectors. Whether it's a double die or a coin that's been struck off-center, these errors are seen as rare treasures. Coins that leave the mint with a mistake are considered unique, which is exactly what makes them so valuable. You see, errors are an anomaly. They don't happen often, and when they do, they're considered a part of history. And in the world of numismatics, or coin collecting, that history is worth a fortune. Let me give you an example, the famous 1913 Liberty Head nickel. Only 5 of these coins exist, and one sold for more than $3 million at auction. It's considered one of the most famous coin errors in history. But what about our 2012 nickel? Is it worth $3 million? No, not yet. But here's where things get really interesting. The reason these 2012 nickels with missing mint marks are so valuable is because of their extreme rarity. There were very few of these coins struck without the mint mark, making them incredibly hard to find. And like anything that is rare, it creates demand. As more collectors realize just how unique these coins are, the value continues to skyrocket. In fact, one of these 2012 nickels has been valued at a staggering $60 million. That's right, $60 million. Imagine that, holding a coin in your hand worth more than a mansion, a luxury car, or even a small island. But why $60 million? How can a coin worth 5 cents become so valuable? Well, the answer is simple. Rarity, history, and the demand from collectors. When a coin has such a unique characteristic, like the missing mint mark, it becomes a coveted item. The fewer there are in existence, the higher the value. And in this case, the 2012 missing mint mark nickel stands out as one of the rarest modern U.S. coins in circulation. There are only a handful of known examples of this error, and that rarity makes it highly desirable. Now, you might be wondering how to spot one of these rare coins. After all, not every 2012 nickel is going to be worth millions of dollars, right? Absolutely. But there are certain things you can look for to see if you might have one of these valuable nickels. First, check the coin for the missing mint mark. Normally, near the date on the obverse of the coin, you'll find a small letter, either a D for Denver, P for Philadelphia, or an S for San Francisco. If that mint mark is missing, that's your first clue that the coin might be valuable. Next, you'll want to check the overall condition of the coin. A pristine coin will be more valuable than one that's worn or scratched. Remember, collectors are always looking for coins in excellent condition, so make sure yours hasn't been through too much wear and tear. And if you do think you found one of these rare coins, it's important to get it professionally authenticated. There are companies like the Professional Coin Grading Service that can verify whether the coin is genuine and in what condition it is. These experts will give the coin a grade, which helps determine its market value. While the $60 million nickel is a jaw-dropping example, remember that even a slightly less pristine coin from this series could still fetch a substantial amount. Even if yours isn't quite the $60 million jackpot, it might be worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars depending on its condition, rarity, and collector interest. But let's take a moment to talk about other rare coins out there. The world of coin collecting isn't just about nickels. There are plenty of valuable coins across the entire spectrum, from pennies to dimes and beyond. Errors in coins, like off-center strikes, double dies, and missing design elements, can significantly increase the value of any coin. And if you happen to find a rare coin like the 1913 Liberty Head nickel or even an error-laden quarter, you could find yourself with a serious payday. So, whether you've got a jar of loose change at home or you're out hunting for hidden treasures, keep an eye out. You never know when you might stumble upon the next rare coin that could be worth a fortune. Thanks for tuning in today, coin lovers. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss out on exciting coin stories. And remember, always keep your eyes peeled for those little minting errors, because you just might have a future fortune on your hands.